Hello, everybody. It is, it's a Wednesday in September. I was just out. I was out because I'm committed to doing, I'm Tina O. I just realized you might see this and like, who is this chick? Who is she? And I'm Tina O from Tina O Life. And I tend to check in kind of regularly. Oh my gosh, do you see that? That's like a little moth or something that just floated by. That was very sweet. So I was just out walking a bit of the Hand Loggers Trail here on Bowen Island because I've committed to doing the Hand Loggers Half Marathon next September. And oh my gosh, it was just glorious. Carrie Gass, oh my gosh, hello. Hello, sunshine. Do you know how often I think about your just like the sharp popcorn that is the way that you think? It's just like you are fireworks when you think. And I love being around you when you think. I was just talking about the Hand Loggers half marathon because I'm going to do that next September. And I left this glorious sunshine. And as I turned down my street, I was like, what is that? And the fog had rolled in. I thought, oh my gosh, is something on fire? But it was actually the fog. Hello, darling. What I wanted to talk to you today about is actually the experience of learning. I have 3 kids, and I'm not just talking about learning like, when we think of learning, we think about going to school and what our experience was there. But it's also, how do we take on new things? And as grown-ups, whatever that means, in whatever capacity that is for you, how do you learn? And there's so many stories around learning. We tell ourselves, well, we think we know what we're good at. We think we know what we're not good at. We think we know what we like and what we don't like. And I'm not trying to suggest that any of that isn't true. But when we step into the ring of learning, we're actually willing to throw our stories on the sideline and say, what don't I know today? And here's what I've noticed about social media, about storytelling, about vlogging and blogging, and this online space. It has completely like shaken the globe. The snow globe. We're like, ah, right? How we want to receive information is not the same as how we used to want to receive information. Or is it? I'm making this up as I go along, okay? Just so you know. I'm actually in the learning process right now, which means I don't actually know what's going to come out of my mouth next. I knew I wanted to explore something, and that's it. So where I was going with that was this idea of we think we know what we want when we're learning now. But I want you to think about what learning was like for you when it has been electric. Like when the veil between knowing and not knowing disappears because you're actually in the learning. I want you to see if you can think about a time when the imprint of what you learned became innate, like as if it felt innate to you. What was going on for you? How do you learn? Because here's what I know. Watching my 3 children and watching their experience of learning and watching their comfort level in learning, watching where their confidence comes from, it's entirely unique to each child. One child actually really struggles with the figuring it out space, right? Like he really struggles with where to go when you don't have instructions, really struggles with that. I have another child who frankly doesn't care if there's instructions or not, or no instructions. It's like kind of like he learns by osmosis and doesn't even realize he's learning until he has a test and he just kind of aces it. It's like the immersive process for him just, it's like the veil there is no veil between knowing and not knowing. He just lives that way. And then I have another child who learns, I'm going to say a little bit more like me, who learns in the experience of straddling, knowing, not knowing, figuring something out, and then dropping it, and then connecting something over here, which means for me, I learn, and when I say learn, it's not just about things going in here. I mean how things go in here, and then how they come in here, and then how they go out again, right? How they come in, and then I internalize them, and then I can actually do something with them. For me, it's experiential. For me, it's really stepping into the not knowing with just enough knowledge that I feel grounded. Why am I bringing this up? Because again, this goes back to the whole social media, like the world we live in now. There is information everywhere, and it's changed the way we want to receive information. I got a heart, which means something's pretty cool there. It's changed the way, it's like we want things on our terms now, which is pretty cool, but we kind of got to know what those terms are for us. I'm an insatiable learner. I'm not a book smart learner. And there's another great book called 7 Kinds of Smart, which is, I think, is pretty cool. I'm not an insatiable book smart person. Although I love to read. I love to read to take me down a path I've never been before, so I can get on the path I've never been before and actually have an experience that I leave that it's almost like I ate it. I was with somebody, I was at Trailblazers on the weekend with Isabel, Mercedes Turcotte, and Margarita Romano, and a bunch of other rock stars. And somebody said something, and I was leaning in to what they were saying, and it was a word she used. I can't remember what it was now, but she said this word, and I was like, no, I'm a total word geek. Like, it's like using words with me is like eating with me. It's all, well, this is where it went. It was highly experiential. So she says this word, and I'm like, and I was like, like right in the word. And I looked at her and I said, I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on that word. I'm actually eating it right now. And that's what it felt like. It was like she was saying something to me, and I was learning through her experience, having my own experience, and ingesting the word inside of me. There's a method to all this madness, or there's a reason I'm asking. One, I want to know. I want to know what you value about learning. I want to know what pisses you off about learning. I want to know, what are you done with? What are you like, that so doesn't work. That has never spoke to me. That doesn't work for me. And I've seen 10 people, people I love in my life this is screwed with them. Like, I want to know about what you value about learning. And I really want to know what excites you, or what could excite you if it existed in learning. Because on a tangent, but isn't really a tangent, another person I'm so immersed in right now in his work is Dr. Shahar Rabi, or I don't know if I'm saying your last name wrong, Shahar, I apologize. And we're doing a collection of talks together with some other amazing human beings here on Bowen Island. And his work, or this series of talks, is about the age of integration. And Carrie says, I value life experiences. Yeah, okay. Tell me more about that. I'd love to know, Carrie, your learning process of, like, if you could even, the next time you have a life experience, kind of like slow your thinking down and take notice of what learning feels like in that experience. I'd love to know. Okay, back to Shahar. And in the work that he really values, it's this work of the we space, or the all space, and removing out of the I space. I know this, I learn this, I do this, me. And again, no judgment about that. The beauty of the I space, or me, and where we've just come out of, is people have really claimed their self-esteem. Like, people have really claimed their expertise. They've claimed their 15 minutes, if you will. They've claimed their voice. That's a beautiful part of the I space. But moving into the we space, which is a really cool way of learning as we leave the I space. So thinking about learning, the I space, I know this, I teach you, you learn this, and you learn it this way, right? I have no idea what learning is in the we space. I just know it's already happening. There's this cherry picking of life going on. There's, oh, she said this, I'm going to take that. Oh, he said that, I'm going to take this. Oh, I read this. And then somehow in our subconscious, as we're sleeping or doing what I'm doing right now, I'm an expressive as it's pouring out of my mouth, the puzzle pieces connect. And I think when we look at online learning, that's a big piece of it too. How do we create experiences in the online space so people aren't paying for knowledge? They're paying to leave with internalized knowledge. It's not head knowledge. It might start that way, but it's this I know, I don't know if this speaks to you or not, but like of eating, like you are teaching me and I am eating it. I'm having an experience with you right now. I am dialed in on all senses. What could that look like in the online space? Because I think that's cool. And this whole screen thing that we think, you know, there's a gate between you and me. Eye contact creates connection. And those of us who are willing to look in a screen as if I'm seeing you, you're seeing me, and I let you see me, it doesn't matter if there's a screen or not. And I think online learning can do that. So that's my thought about learning today. It just was what was kind of dogging my trail. So I wanted to share. Curious your thoughts, really curious, hungry, frankly, for your thoughts about learning, what you love, what you don't love, what you want more of. If you could order off the menu exactly what a learning experience is for you and you could replicate it, what would that look like? Yeah. Okay. Thanks for hanging in. Thank you, Carrie, for being here. So cool. Have a fabulous day. And really, I invite your comments below. I'm Tina O from Tina O Life. And what I care about is the living space where all what we do lives. And this little picture behind me, if you are on the retreat with me, you'll know this one's for you. This one's for you. It's all about tall poppy living. And tall poppy living is embracing the tall poppy that is us inside, unfurling to the sun and having a rooted living experience in all full color. All right. Mwah! See you again. Thanks for checking me out. Ciao, everybody.